will not come till I breathe all the air out my lungs. Till my final tune is sung, that all is fleeting. Yeah, but all is good. And my love is my whole being, and I've shared what I could.
The number of lives literally saved? So the measure would be 5. Jacksonville husband and father Tyrone Brisby was one of 5 people who received donor organs from Kyle.
When they told me I needed a heart transplant, I couldn't go back to work.
He didn't know he was dying, but he was actually dying, and he didn't realize that.
They told me I only had a year and a half to live.
Because of Kyle, Tyrone got his heart transplant. People like Tyrone live only because of people like Kyle who say yes to organ donation. But what about the family who love and depend on Tyrone? They're also part of what Kyle gave. With 4 children, grandchildren, and a big and close family who depend on Tyrone, where would they be without a donor like Kyle? Now the measure is higher, dozens of people.
He's got even closer to his family, closer to his children, closer to his grandchildren.
I look at life different now. It's totally different. If you make a phone call, you figure that friend's going to be there, or that loved one going to be there on the other end and answer the phone. You take that stuff for granted, and it's not so much for granted, anymore. I really value it.
And how about the transplant programs like the one at Mayo Clinic, Florida, where Tyrone's heart transplant was performed? There would be no life-saving transplant programs at all without donors like Kyle.
Donor families take a very difficult situation with oftentimes a sudden, unexpected loss of a loved one and actually turn it into an option for hope for other people. So you have a family who's in the hospital who all of a sudden lost their loved one, and they make the difficult decision to actually give it turn their loss into a gift for many people. That itself is probably one of the bravest and kindest acts somebody can do. I mean, as docs, we're given the tools to keep people alive and keep people steady until an organ is donated. But at the end of the day, without the donor families, we can't do anything.
As you can see, we're not talking about 1 life or 5 lives or just dozens of lives. Kyle's gift is bigger than that. Because of the decision his parents made to meet Tyrone and Dee Brisby and to share this experience with family and friends, the gift grows even more.
As Tyrone said earlier, people that were never organ donors, us included, the word has gotten out in a small way. All of Kyle's friends went down and became organ donors. All of our families have become organ donors. Kyle saved 5 people, but by him saving those 5 people, the trickle effect is literally hundreds of people.
But we're not finished measuring. The Brisbys are passionate volunteers and help LifeQuest Organ Recovery share Kyle's story in churches, community organizations, and high schools. The Rodgers are just as passionate. So in Northeast Florida and Tennessee, Kyle's gift now reaches tens of thousands each year.
I want to give back as much as I can. I want my donor name to live. I want people to know who Kyle Rodgers was. And he was, to me, a hero.
Thanks to news media coverage, Kyle's story has appeared up and down the coast on broadcast television from Jacksonville all the way up to New England, reaching tens of thousands more. Then, in the fall of 2017, during the Rodgers visit to the Brisbys, the Jacksonville Jaguars learned of Kyle's story and shared on TV and their website what this young football lover gave.
All right, family on 3. 1, 2, 3, family!
When the Jaguars played the Titans at home, fans at Everbank Field got to hear about Kyle in person too. So the measure is now up to 500,000 people.
And my love surrounds you like an ether in everything that you do. But if you give a little love, you can get a little love of your own.
When it comes down to it, here's the truth about measuring the gift that Kyle Rodger gave. You can't really measure it. This gift is just too big. And the powerful part is that it comes back around to one. Kyle's father explains that his son's gift, while huge, also remains individual and very personal.
Bottom line, a 14-year-old boy taught a 47-year-old man the true meaning of a gift of life. 10 years ago, I'd never be sitting here. But because of a 14-year-old boy taught me the biggest lesson of my life. Tyrone said Kyle was his hero. That kid will be my hero to my dying day.
Tina Rodger and Tyrone Brisby know about another gift of one, Kyle's trademark confidence.
And he used to have this famous saying where he would throw his hand up at me and go, "I got this, Mom."
Which now is spoken often by one very grateful recipient.
I got this.
Yeah, you give what you share with the world is what it keeps of you.